Hi everyone, here is Ivan and today I have a very interesting and I hope useful tutorial for you. Before I start, I want to welcome all the new subscribers to my channel, cause in the last few months we have grown significantly. However, most of you that are watching my videos are still not subscribed, so if you actually like what I'm doing, click the red button under the video and the notification bell next to it. Like this you will not only be notified every time I post a video, but also you will show me a support and I will understand that this what I'm doing actually helps. So enough of this, today I'm gonna demonstrate you how I'm making a smooth shading in a tattoo, and also I'm gonna be giving you some practical exercises which I have made up specially for you that will help you to improve your skills and technique. We will speak about machines and also what I'm using exactly, so take a cup of coffee and stick with me till the end so you can get the full value from the video. I have just one last thing to do before I start actually the tutorial, because I don't want to interrupt the flow of the video once I start with it. I want to thank all my sponsors for this video, and these are my Patreons. The people in there keep me motivated every day and help me grow my channel for you and more upcoming and already developed tattoo artists to step their skills or just to hear one more opinion. Anyhow, in Patreon I'm posting the full-length process of the demonstrations I make for YouTube. Each video is in real time and it's between 3 and 4 hours long without any voiceover. It gives you the feeling that you are being next to my shoulder through the whole process, and you also are able to ask all your questions related to the tattoo under the video, and I'm going over each and every comment and try to answer in depth. We have also a Discord chat where we share our thoughts and daily duties with another like-minded tattoo artists. It's a lot of useful information, so make sure you check it out. It helps my channel in a massive way, so if you want to support me, make sure you go into the link down in the description. You can follow me on Insta where I'm posting almost every day. And now that was it, what an intro, sorry for that, but let's start with the real tutorial and dive into the topic today, and this is how to make a perfect smooth shading. First and foremost, you need to understand that the perfect shading transitions comes out of the hand movements and not from how much ink dilutions you have made up for yourself and what brand of ink you're actually using. So my first advice for you is to concentrate on learning hand movement technique instead of searching for the perfect grey wash combination for smooth shading. If you focus on the right direction of your problems in life, you will be always able to find the most efficient solutions for it. So my advice to you here is just to remove all your different value range cups and let only one. Let it be something like 50-50 ratio ink to water, and at first it might be a little bit shocking, but this will help you concentrate much more on your movements and make you way more precise in your work. From tomorrow on, just start to work with only one cup of full black and a cup of 50-50. You can put also pure water next to it. Believe me guys, this is all you need in the beginning till you build up the right technique. You can practice a bit faster movements without any pressure in order to achieve a lighter tone, and of course you can slow down, concentrate a bit the movements in the particular area if you want to saturate a bit more. This is one of the most efficient exercises I can share with you in order to build up your shading technique, but I will go more in depth about those two techniques later on the video. Now, working like this will also help you understand way better your machine and how it reacts to the different skin types, different hand movements and hand pressures. You'll be concentrated just on this, instead of trying to apply the exact tone on the exact area by working with 3, 4 or even more different value tones. You can also try a different voltage to see how it applies next to the different hand movements you're doing. Now the next important thing you need to understand is that you don't have to do the perfect shading from the first pass. Building a smooth and solid shadow gradient is taking a lot of time and patience. And the key word here is building, because you structure it slowly with a lot of going back and forward till it's perfect. I'm always comparing making a smooth shading on a tattoo is like drawing on a Procreate or a Photoshop with a soft brush on 20% opacity. You can't just make everything in the first pass, so consistent movements with the less pressure is very key in this technique. And now when we already speak about hand movements, there is something in common that I see all the time with the new artists. Most of the time they are connecting one directional, long movements to the only way of achieving the result of making good transitions, while in the reality this is one of the most difficult way, if not even impossible in most cases. Even though it looks satisfying and fancy, working just in one direction leave always the same needle marks, and especially when you are a beginner and not experienced enough, you end up with way darker and far from the smooth variation of what you're actually trying to do. So I suggest you to free up your hand a bit, and instead of these stiff one-directional movements, start to use cross-hatching or circular type of short movements with almost no pressure and slowly, keyword slowly, build up the willing tone. You can of course use those one-directional movements as well, just don't rely only on them. They are more efficient to finalize the already smooth shading you have and not the way of building it. Now, the next very important thing in learning how to make a good shading is just to get rid of most of your different needle sizes too. And yes, I know this is a bit controversial, but let me explain you what I mean. All what you need in the beginning is to learn how to use the right technique of holding the tattoo machine in different angles and in different situations. So running between 4 or 5 different soft edges and searching for the right one don't really help you, but mostly confusing you even more. Instead of asking yourself all the time, should I be using 7 round Magnum 0.35? Or is it maybe better 9 Magnum 0.30? Or no, maybe I have to take a round shader instead. Answering this question instead of actually concentrating of making the tattoo is no goal. So all you need in the beginning in order to achieve a good results is just a small size round mag, aka soft edge, something between 7 or 9 Magnum 0.30 is more than enough for all the small areas you need to make, and you need just a bigger one like 13 or 15 for the bigger areas. That's it. No complicated questions to answer all the time, no confusion, just all the focus straight to tattooing. Like this you will definitely learn how to use your needles and hand movements in a lot of different situations until you're finally satisfied with the result. Trust me on this, guys, this is really crucial, so try to understand it. As more and more complicated you make your workflow process, as more and more difficulties you will have through it. And this will definitely affect your end results too. Now let's speak a little bit about the technical part of the process and what machine is better to use in order to achieve good results. And I want to make a short disclaimer here. The machine is not the most important tool in order to achieve good results. It is just there to help you, and actually you and your technique are the powerful instruments who make everything possible. So don't throw away all your machines if they don't apply to the requirements I will point in this part of the video. Most possible, it is just fine, and you will need to find out your rhythm with the exercises I give you in the first part of the video. But anyhow, let's come back to the machines. A faster machine would be better in order to achieve nice and smooth shading. And what this actually means is that the rotary machines with the shorter stroke, and yes, I'm speaking only about the rotaries in this video because the coils are a bit different topic, even though more or less the same principles applies there too. But yeah, rotary machines with a shorter stroke is more compatible for making nice and smooth shading. But why that, and what is even a stroke? Okay, the stroke is the exact length or the distance that the needle is traveling while the motor is running. Basically, as shorter the stroke is, as shorter the distance, and that's why the motor is able to make more rotations in a shorter time. So basically machines with a shorter stroke is a bit faster and are more compatible for shading, while machines with a longer stroke though, which are a bit slower and more powerful, are better for color packing and lining. But like I said, this is not a rule or something, it's just something that is good to know. For example, I'm working at the moment with 3.5 stroke on my spear and 4.5 stroke on my force, and I'm able to enjoy shading as well, so don't focus too much on this stuff. And now the last thing I would speak about today are the different type of movements. But before we go more in depth, I should explain you what the throw of the machine is. So throw basically means how far is actually the needle going out of the tube. In the most rotaries you're controlling this by turning the grip. Now why is that different than the stroke? The thing is that it doesn't really matter what kind of a throw you will be using, the stroke of the machine will always remain the same. So by turning the grip, you will be adjusting just the length of the throw. And now why I'm even telling you this, is that if you get it right, it will be way easier for me to explain you the rest of this and also the future videos. So back to the theme. The first type of movements that I am using are short, one-directional fast movements. I call that laying out the base tone. Here is very important not to cause any damage to the skin, because this will be just the ground tone on the top of which will all transition happen. Anyhow, like I said, I achieved this by making a bit faster than usual short movements, but the interesting thing here is that I am not applying almost any pressure and I'm working on a shorter throw. So basically, I'm just scratching on the surface of the skin in this phase. I'm using this when I want to apply an even tone, most of the time a very light one in comparison to what the end shadow value will be. It is just for me to feel the skin and also to see how the shape of the shadow will look like. Once I have it done, if I want to make some gradient to it, I can just slow down my hand movements and make a bit more concentrated strokes to the skin. I'm using exactly the same tone that I was using in the laying out phase, but now my movements are way slower and my throw is slightly longer, so I'm able to saturate way better and precise. I'm running between those two techniques until I achieve the willing result. Remember that it's like 90% hand control and 10% patience when we speak about a good shading. Never rush through this phase, be gentle to the skin, and sooner or later the good results will show off. However, this in my opinion is one of the best ways to build up a soft and solid transitions when we speak about tattooing. I'm trying to hold my machine between 75 and 90 degrees angle, cause like this I'm seeing where exactly the needle is hitting and I'm again in full control of my machine. Like I said, this is very important for me. As precise I am, as less damage I apply to the skin and as better the end result is. That's also one reason why I'm using also low voltage. Slow machine give me extra time that I can spend in the skin without overworking it. I'm using the new wireless Stigma Rotary force for this demonstration, which is set up on a 4.5mm stroke for me. 7 volts work just great to my type of work. For me, this is the most complete machine in the market at the moment and I really enjoy it. So friends, I guess that was it for this episode. It took me like forever to make it, so if you hit the like button and subscribe to my channel will be very much appreciated. This helps my channel in a huge way and motivates me to make more and more content like this in future. If you want to support me even more, you can join my Patreon page where I'm posting more often and the videos there are 4 to 5 hours without voiceover. We have a Discord chat and many other interesting stuff, so make sure you check it out. It's all in the description down the video. Follow me on Insta where I'm posting daily and you can see a ton of my work and engage a bit better with me. However, I wish you a great day and like always, if you have any other questions, please let me know.